What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. And I think we can all agree that crime is not a good thing, robbery is not a good thing, taking things that don't belong to you is not a good thing. But if you are going to decide to commit robbery for some reason, the one caveat is you shouldn't make a rap song about the crime that you're about to commit, because if you are caught, it's going to make you look worse, and if you aren't caught, it's just gonna make people question if you actually did it or not. But for a group of people that decided to rob an ATM, apparently they didn't have the talk about not snitching on themselves because one of them made a rap song about robbing ATMs. Overall, I just wanted to make a video about it, but stop snitching on yourselves. It's just really not a good idea. Man who raps about robbing ATMs arrested for robbing ATM. Robbing an ATM is already not a smart idea. They have those things under like 90 different angles of surveillance cameras. Maybe not 90, but the odds of you getting away without them getting some type of license plate or identification is slim to none. But on top of it, if you are going to rob an ATM, you don't make a song about robbing an ATM. It just is absurd to me. At the bare minimum, it makes the cops investigating it have a way easier time connecting the dots, because all they have to do is find out you were near the area, look up your song, and go, oh wait, he rapped about the crime that was committed. And once they do that, you're gonna go on trial, right? They're gonna have to prove that you did it. They're gonna have to show the jury that you're guilty. And I think showing the jury a song of you saying that you're going to commit ATM robbery before you committed ATM robbery is not gonna do good things for you in a trial. Evidence subject A, and then they just play the music video, especially the part where you talk about robbing an ATM the way that you actually robbed the ATM allegedly. A man who raps about robbing ATMs was arrested for robbing an ATM. A man who raps about robbing ATMs was arrested for robbing an ATM. LaDejion Riley, 30, was one of 4 people arrested in Tennessee on Monday. The Nashville Police Department says the 4 carried out a plot to rob an ATM technician as he serviced a Bank of America machine. I feel like people haven't realized that it's not like the 70s or 80s anymore where you can very easily get away with crimes. I mean, back then the DNA system didn't really work. The surveillance cameras were even worse than they are now, and they're still crappy quality. But you gotta know banks are under very, very intense surveillance. Like, they're going to be able to figure out what car came into the parking lot for the robbery, and the cops can access all the traffic cameras so they can watch the car drive away. Somewhere they're gonna get a license plate. They're gonna be able to run a license plate. Even if it is a rental car, they can just call the place. I don't know. I feel like in the 21st century, the odds of you getting away with robbing an ATM are slim to none. And that's before you consider that it's just really not cool to rob an ATM. This poor technician's just trying to do his job, mind his business. 4 people run up on him and start demanding money. Like, that would be terrifying. No, thank you. And if you're robbing ATMs, I'm sure you need money, but I don't feel like there's enough money in an ATM to really justify committing, like, armed robbery. No amount of money would justify it. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying that even if there's $1 million in there, it suddenly becomes okay. But like, they're really doing all of this for what? Maybe $30,000? I have no clue what they keep in an ATM. And that's a lot of money. But considering you're committing armed robbery and are facing a huge jail sentence if you're caught, it just doesn't seem worth it. I love my freedom. No amount of money would be worth it for me to commit armed robbery, but it's even weirder if you consider the fact that they're not getting like set for life money. Just gotta go on the run and hide forever over like 30 grand. Darius Dugas, Sashandre Dugas, and Christopher Alton from Houston, Texas were also arrested, and the 4 were picked up just after they checked out of a motel. Police say 2 of them approached the victim from behind and told him not to do anything stupid and hand over the money. It seems like they had an idea of like what they thought was gonna make them be able to get away with it. Okay, we'll go to a motel, we'll lay low for a bit. I don't think they thought that they were gonna be able to track down where the car was as quick as they did. And so by the time they were even checking out of the motel, they basically already knew where they were. But what makes this even weirder is like, all right, they're doing all of this for whatever money is in the ATM, and it's not going to be enough money to justify being on the run forever and being a fugitive. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, no amount of money would justify it, but especially not what's in an ATM. And now they're gonna split it 4 ways. Like, there's no way that they were actually going to make a decent amount of money off of this. especially considering that they were now all fugitives from justice for like robbing an ATM. And I don't know necessarily if this is how it works, but I'm pretty sure bank robberies get to the federal level pretty quick. And listen, as smart as you are at getting away in a car and hiding in a motel, the FBI is pretty good at tracking people down. That's kind of what they're really good at. And being like on the run from the FBI, the local law enforcement, the national law enforcement for, let's say it was like 80 grand split 4 ways. You're on the run from the FBI for $20,000? That seems like a horrible deal. I wouldn't want to be on the run from the FBI for any amount of money because it's the FBI. They're really good at like tracking people down. But goodness gracious, this math just really doesn't work out, especially if one of you is making rap songs about the crime you're about to commit and basically ratting yourselves out. Detectives were able to determine that one of the getaway vehicles, a Hyundai Elantra, had been rented from Hertz, and using information provided by Hertz, detectives with the assistance of aviation units found the Hyundai and a maroon Jeep that accompanied it parked at a Motel 6 in Dixon. Well, yeah, obviously that was going to be easy to track down. This is what I'm saying. The bank's got a lot of surveillance cameras. All they had to do was get a license plate. Even if it was a rental car, did you not think that the rental car place had your credit card on file and knows who was renting their car? That would be crazy. Imagine if they just didn't keep records of it. You could just rent a car and they wouldn't remember who took it and when they took it. Like, you could just go on a GTA level chase, and as long as you got back to the rental place and got away, they'd be like, oh, we don't know who rented the car. I don't know. It should have been obvious that they were going to be able to track this down pretty quickly, especially if you used your credit card on file at the rental car place and used the same credit card at the motel. It'd be really easy to track it down. And with the aviation units, I'm sure finding the car, it was hard because there's a lot of cars everywhere, but you know, they were going to track it down eventually. Imagine how much they had to have been crapping themselves when they were sitting in the motel and they were just like hearing the helicopters overhead. Ah, crap, dude, I don't know if we're going to get away with this one. Especially as they just kept getting closer, and like once they found the car, I'm sure the helicopter hovered overhead. Oh man, I would personally be crapping myself. So, I mean, maybe they didn't, but I would be like, oh, this is not gonna go very well. They found us. Detectives watched as what appeared to be cash was loaded into the Jeep, and when the Dugas couple and Riley pulled away from the motel in the Jeep and Alton drove away in the Hyundai, the Dixon police moved in with the assistance of the Nashville Police Department and the FBI. The vehicles pulled over and the 4 were taken into custody without incident, and police released photos of the cash that was found in the trunk. Here's the cash, and listen, that's a lot of money, but once again, it's really not a lot of money if you put into the context that they were on the run from the FBI. Like, you keep that in mind and suddenly the stack doesn't seem that large. Definitely not gonna help their case that they watched them load the money into the Jeep too, because that means that they all were aware of kind of what was going on. Goodness, that on top of the rap song, this is going to be a pretty rough trial. Like, if I was the defense attorney that they hire, I would be like, okay, so let me get this straight. You guys rob the ATM. Okay. They connect you to the rental car used to rob the ATM. They watch you guys at the motel, load the money into a different car, and then all of you go and drive away, and they catch all of you. And they're like, yeah. All right, well, I'll do my best here, but there's only so much I can do. I'm not a miracle worker. Better call Saul. He's the only person that can help you get off of something that they've got this much proof against you on. I don't think the rap song necessarily was the reason they got caught. Obviously, they already knew where they are, but really, it's just gonna screw him over when it comes to the trial, because the prosecuting attorney's gonna be like, this was very premeditated. Here's the song that he made talking about how he was going to rob the ATM. At the 16-second mark, he says, I'm gonna go to the Bank of America and take that ATM. I don't know if that's exactly what it said, but you get what I'm saying. The 4 face federal charges, and the FBI is investigating whether they committed similar robberies elsewhere. Riley performs under the name 213 Jug God and has released music videos on YouTube. His latest song is called Make It Home and refers to robbing ATMs, and the Houston Police Officers Union mocked him in a Facebook post after his arrest, saying, irony, when you make a rap song called Make It Home about bank jugging and hitting ATMs out of state, and then don't make it home to Houston. Dude, it's a song about hitting ATMs ATMs out of state and then he did that? Oh no, man. I didn't even realize it was that bad. I thought it was just a song about hitting ATMs kind of vaguely. Like maybe he could be like, oh, it's not about that. It's art. If he literally referenced we crossed the state line into Tennessee and robbed an ATM, then I don't know, man. It's gonna be really hard to just be like, nah, this song has nothing to do with what happened. It was not worth it, man. I promise you that much. I feel like if you're going to make a rap song about all of your crimes, the least you could do is make sure that they're out of the statute of limitations so you can't get screwed for it. But I mean, come on, you don't make a song about robbing ATMs while you're robbing ATMs or right before you rob ATMs. I feel like it's really that simple. Are people so obsessed with getting a little bit of YouTube views that they will literally like incriminate themselves in felony FBI charges? It's not worth it. I promise you, man. I just really don't understand what they expected here. If you're going to be committing armed robbery, which I never recommend doing, don't do it. The phrase loose lips sink ships 100% applies. You don't go bragging about it. Like, what? Anyways, I just thought this entire situation was ridiculous. Don't snitch on yourselves. It's not worth it. And just don't commit crimes so that way you don't have to snitch on yourself is probably the best advice. But hey, if you are, then like just don't make a song about it. If you guys thought this video was entertaining, I'd appreciate y'all taking a second to press the like button. Let me know what you thought in the comments section down below. And of course, subscribe if you're new. I try to post videos twice a day, so if you like videos like this, subscribe so you never miss out on another one. And yeah, on that note, guys, don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.